everyone. We're going to start with the conference number 45, what we should do for the practices to have positive results. And it's that sometimes we get really frustrated, we get anxious, we get, we think that we cannot have the result we expect with that practice. That is that there's something that we are doing wrong, and we should correct that in order to have a positive result. Every practice has a positive result, but we need to try harder, we need to have discipline, we need to first of all start doing the practices, start dedicating some time to do the practice in order to have the discipline. To establish a discipline, we need to try several times. It's not enough to say, I didn't do it one time, I tried it and it didn't work. No, it's something that has to be consistent. You have to try it for several times. You need to establish a routine in which you include in your calendar, in your agenda, the different practices, so that you have a time that you dedicate to awaken your conscience. If not, it's going to be something really without a consistent objective, and you are going to forget about it, you are going to postpone it, leave it for later, and so you're not going to have that time that you dedicate to yourself, to your conscience, and that you live your personality, your routines, your common habits that belong to your ego. So we need to dedicate some time to meditate, to do the practices of sexual transmutation, to do the practices of astral projection. We need to have a time that is separated for that in order to first of all start having the habit of just practicing, being practical, because if not, well, you're not really practical. First of all, you're just thinking that you're practical, but you're not even trying. So first of all, it's necessary to try. All practices have positive results. The important thing is that you have the mood that is required for it, that you're in a state of concentration, in a state of relaxation, in a proper condition of time, of place, that you have the place for it, that you have if you have a room in your apartment that is dedicated, you will magnetize that room with a meditation practice, with a sexual transmutation practice. So when you enter that room, it's going to be a special feeling that you already have the habit of entering there and feeling focused, doing your enclosure, that is the belly line, the magic circle. You enclose the place, you energetically are disposed for a state of concentration. Those energetical cleans of the place are really fundamental to start a practice. There is a conference that is called the Conjurations, in which we explained the belly line, the magic circle for protection. So those practices are really good too, in order to start in a state of concentration and to get away the energetical larvae that are in the place. Sometimes when you feed your ego, when you're angry, when you're lustful, when you have a defect that you have fed in that place, you need to cleanse the energy of the place with the conjurations of belly line, magic circle, so that this energy, negative energy, gets away from the place that you're going to enter, and you're in a proper state of concentration to start the practice. Well, first aspect of the failure is the lack of concentration. We're always thinking, we're always feeling, we're always wanting, desiring, we are always doing different things at the same time, and we try to do it all at once and get rid from our occupation so that we are totally clear from our duties. But this tends to be something that is really not the right thing for establishing a concentration discipline. When you want to concentrate, you need to do one thing at a time, to do it in a with your conscience centered in the action that we are performing. It's that you're living the instant, that you're eliminating any thought of anxiety, of futurizing, of remembering, of wanting and desire things, of not wanting to do what you are doing. So that is a state of concentration, when you're living the present here and now, and you're eliminating all the distractions from your ego. Your ego is going to tell you, no, this activity doesn't work, let's change of activity, let's do these activities simultaneously in order to get rid of our duties fast. And the state of concentration is only achieved when you focus in one activity from the beginning to the start, when you maintain an objective and you do that objective with your conscience centered in the action that you're doing. You're going to start doing your activities in a really effective way, without the distractions from your ego, without your mind, without your feelings, without your thoughts, desires to come in the way of what you're doing. So what is the second aspect of the lack of the failure? Is the lack of faith. Faith is not just believing, oh yes, I'm going to have a positive result with this practice, I'm going to believe that this works. No, it's just trying, is having a result, is not giving up, it's being consistent with what you're wanting to get as a result. So when you experience a result and you try it different times, a lot of times, you overcome that doubt. You do it without thinking, oh, maybe it's going to work, maybe it's not going to work, maybe I'm not concentrated enough, maybe I'm just thinking too much, maybe I feel that I have an itch here in this part of the body, so I cannot focus. Oh, that is your mind, and your mind is going to get you to doubt, to have second thoughts, and you're not going to be in that state of being concentrated, because you're always hesitating of what you're doing. So the lack of faith is to have a consistent action, a consistent objective, repeating it several times, not giving up, and sooner or later, well, you're going to have a result with what you're doing. You are going to verify if this works or if this doesn't work. But well, you're going to come out of your doubts if you have tried an experience of astral projection and you have done it many times. You're going to have results, and you're going to have that verifying that you need to have the certainty. You have that truth. I have already done it. I could talk to a master in this fifth dimension, that is the world of the dreams. I could verify who's my couple that is going, who's my partner that is going to work with me in the sexual transmutation. I verified in which existence am I, but I have a result with the astral projection practice. The same as with meditation. I try it during different months, during a year, techniques of meditations, and I have my results. I have eliminated this ego, I have eliminated this mechanical conduct, I'm not so explosive, so I don't search now for revenge. I'm not so full of rage, full of rancor with people around me. I can control myself. I can manage the different situations that come out unexpectedly in my daily life. So I have some control over that fire that is trapping the defect of anger, for example. And that is my verifying of that technique of the meditation, of the astral projection. For example, if I have tried during several years, I have tried the sexual transmutation practice, I will have my result, how I manage to control my sexual apparatus, how I manage to ascend the fire through the spinal cord, how I can feel that fire ascending, how I can feel that I grow in the level of conscience, in my level of being. I am not so low. I have energy. I have the mood, the fire to do anything that I want. I feel a change. Those mechanical conducts make me verify that I'm not the same person as I was before, but there is a change in my conduct, in my behavior, in my level of being, and people around me notice that change. So I have that verifying. That is not something that I believe, but it's something that I have proof. That is faith. That is conscious faith. When I achieve a result and I have that verifying of what I have done. So it's a discipline that is going to have results, and it's going to leave no doubt. It's no doubt that I have changed as a person, as in an individual with a different level of being. It's a fact, and I know it because I experienced the result in my life and in the control that I have over the different defects that I had before applying these techniques. So the fate of a believer is different because someone that is just hearing these lectures, this conference, is maybe going to say, oh, that sounds good. Astral projection sounds good. I like that topic. It's a really transcendental topic. But he hasn't even tried the first practice of astral projection. Maybe he tried once every half a year. He didn't have the result, so that person is going to believe that it doesn't work, but he doesn't have a serious discipline for practicing the astral projection, the same as with meditation and other practices. So different concepts are taken as truth. Maybe I believe in that sounds really cool, but I haven't tried it. Or maybe I have tried a little bit and it didn't work, so I think that is a lie. So it's the fate of a believer. It is composed by a lot of concepts, ideas, and things that we find in a superficial way to be truth or not to be truth, but we haven't experienced it in a serious way. And the conscious faith, it's proven through the practice, a really serious discipline of practice. Maybe you establish a routine of, before going to sleep, meditate all the nights or 3 times a week. That is a serious discipline that you establish, that you meditate for instance 2 hours a day, or maybe 3 hours during 3 days in a week, and that for a year. That is a serious discipline, and if you have the results that obviously you are going to have, well, you can establish a real faith because you have tried it and you have established well a strength, an effort to do that in a consistent way for repeated times, not just one time and then forget about it and then go back to your habits of just taking a look at the social networks or just going to the cinema and forgetting about these practices to awaken the conscience. So you have to take it seriously in order to have the result, to verify it, and to establish that conscious faith that is made up of your results or the wisdom of your being. That is something that is going to be developed with these techniques and when you apply them in a consistent and serious way. So what other aspect, the other aspect that we have to prevent us establishing a discipline of just verifying the practices to awaken your conscience is fear. Fear is the contrary to love. When you think that what you're going to do is not going to have a positive result and you think the worst, you think maybe this practice of astral projection is dangerous because I have heard that you don't come back to your physical body, that your astral body goes there and your physical body remains empty. That is totally not true, but because your internal bodies are tied to your physical body, they are attached to the physical body to a cord of the silver cord that we have inside of us to connect all the existential bodies of our being, the physical body, the vital body, the astral body, the mental body, the causal body, the buddhic and atmic body. They are all connected by the silver cord, so it's impossible that you're going to lose your astral body and your physical body remains empty. That is totally not true, and you can verify it, but you need to stop imagining that it's dangerous, that the astral projection it's not good. A lot of people that are against these practices to awaken the conscience, well, they start a lot of rumors against the practices, but you shouldn't believe in that because you're not going to even try it. And once you give the benefit of trying and achieving a positive result, you're going to see that is something that you imagined and that was not true, but totally the opposite. These are techniques that are for achieving a connection with your being, with the percentages of wisdom, justice, and love, the 3% of conscience that you have within yourself. It's something that is fundamental for us to achieve. And if we start with a lot of fears that are totally an invention from our imagination, we're not going to give the benefit to ourselves to try it and to achieving the result that we want, the connection with our being, the ability to manage the fire that is in our microcosmos, to have the faculties, powers, virtues of our being to work in order to get to advance in our spiritual development. So we need to stop fear. For instance, if we have a fear that we are not going to find our spiritual partner to work in the sexual transmutation practices, well, we haven't even tried to ask for our partner in the astral projection, so we imagine that we are going to remain single, that is going to be something really terrible. No, this mechanical imagination won't let us to face our fears, come out of that aspect that is to be really passive, to be really pessimist, to expecting the worst. and that is the result of our mechanical imagination. We need to eliminate all the defects of mechanical imagination and fear that won't allow us to do actions of love. So maybe you're going to do a practice of sacrifice for humanity. Talk about astral projection with another a person that you know, in order for that person to try, in order for having dharma of helping that person to develop spiritually. But your fear says, no, maybe that person is not going to be interested. Maybe he is going to think that I'm crazy with these transcendental topics, and that fear, those fears of your ego of skepticism, your ego of well, maybe being shy, not talking to people because you're shy. All those fears you need to beg to your divine mother. Divine mother, eliminate me this ego of being shy, of thinking that people is going to reject this knowledge, or of thinking that well, sexual transmutation cannot be achieved because I cannot find a couple, well, the partner to do it, my husband or wife, the real partner of my being, or maybe thinking that the astral projection is dangerous. All the fears that you find, you need to eliminate it in order to get yourself the benefit of at least trying the practices and coming out of those imaginations that are really mechanically and not they don't have a real a real existence, that is only a projection of your defects, that it's elaborated with your mind, with the mental energy, but it's not real. So the other aspect of failure is the lack of objective. Why is it important to have a goal? Because without a goal, we are wandering in the sea like a ship that doesn't know where is the place that it's going. For instance, if you're in a ship and the captain says, we are going to, oh, I don't know where we're going to. So the people in the ship are going to go a little bit crazy and say, no, I want to go here to this island in the Pacific. No, I don't want to go there. I want to go to the north. I want to go to the west, to the and all the crew in that ship are going to fight and not agree. That is what happens when we don't have an objective, a goal. All the defects are going to take control of the objective. Maybe you're going to think that, no, I want to do the astral projection practice to search for my couple, for my partner that is going to work with me in the sexual transmutation. But another defect says, no, maybe I'm going to find out about a past existence. No, maybe I'm going to talk with this master, and I don't know what are you going to talk about with that master. Are you going to arrive to the astral projection and say, hi, hello, how are you, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, and you don't know what are you going to communicate with that being. So that is not a detailed objective. So how detailed and specific should my goal be? Well, really specific. If you want to talk with Master Buddha, with Master Jesus, you need to have a purpose. What are you going to find out about? What mystery are you going to clear about? Maybe are you going to ask about how to dissolve this ego of lust, how to achieve fidelity, how to achieve chastity, what is the meaning, the real meaning of the sexual creative energy? Show me who's my divine mother? Show me my divine mother. What is that percentage of conscience that we call love? uh, a lot of questions can come out, and if you have that objective clear, only one objective during the practice of astral projection, you are going to uh, have a result. Also, in a meditation practice, if you start meditating anger, but you switch from objective and start meditating, for instance, greed, and then you start meditating lust, and then you start meditating vanity, and you search here and there to dissolve your egos, but you don't focus, you're not going to have a goal, because an objective means to focus only in one thing at a time. If you are going to dissolve lust, the prototype of beauty, you need to focus in that, and then you do another meditation practice another day about anger, but all at the same time. You're not going to be consistent in the elimination of the details, because all defects have many details. So you should take one at a time, one defect at a time in your meditation practices. So that is going to be the objective. The same in the astral projection. If I do a practice this night of astral projection, and my objective is finding the partner for the sexual transmutation, asking who's the real couple of my being, who's the real partner that is going to work with me in these practices of ascending the fire of the Kundalini, and I want to do that. I'm not going to try it for just one time and forget about it and start with another objective, but I'm going to try it until I have an answer, until I have my verifying of that objective, because that means I am really trying and really putting my best and making an effort to solve that doubt and that objective, working towards that objective. Should I really want to reach that goal? Maybe you want to say, my objective is to visit a pyramid in Egypt in the astral projection. But why? Why for? Maybe I want to take a look at the wonders of the great pharaohs there in the pyramids, but there is not really an objective regarding the awakening of the conscience. So is that an important objective? Maybe not so much, maybe only for verifying, but it's not a really transcendental objective. So that is the fourth aspect of the lack of failure, the lack of objective, of that the objective is not so precise, so clear, so specific, or so relevant for the awakening of our conscience. The rules for the spiritual work, let's take a look at that at this aspect that is really important to advance: to know how to long, to know how to dare, to know how to do, and to know how to remain silent. I'm going to explain each one of these aspects that are really important to to have positive results in our practices of spiritual awakening. To know how to long is that you are focused, the same that we were talking about of concentration, to be consistent with your objectives, to have a discipline, to have a routine, to take a time, to separate a moment in your daily life to include the practices of meditation, mantralization, sexual transmutation, sacrifice for humanity. All those practices are really fundamental in order to have an advance in our level of being. But we need to have enough desire to do them, to eliminate the egos that want to do the opposite, just fascinating for the toys of personality, just hypnotizing, mesmerizing ourselves just with the entertainment that we find out in the streets, just going to the cinema, dancing, partying, working, and we don't take the time to invest that energy of our human machine that we have to do practices to awakening our conscience, like meditation, like transmutation of our sexual energy, like astral projection, like mantralization, transmutation of cosmic forces. There are many practices that we are going to teach in these conferences that give positive results in order to connect with the conscience, that is the justice, wisdom, and love, what is truthful, useful, and fair with our energy. And so we need to know how to long really desire to be connected with our being, to awaken our conscience, and stop giving so much time to our physical job, working, or just entertaining ourselves, because we are not going to have the time in our daily routines to practice. And that is really fundamental that we are consistent with the time that we give to the practices, and that we really do it, because if we don't try them, so how are we going to expect to have a result? No, I don't have enough time in my daily life to do a meditation practice, or to do watch and pray practice that is to eliminate all the defects in the instant. No, I don't have the time. Oh, I'm going to leave it for later. So it's not going to have a result if you don't become serious with what you longing to be connected with your being, to awaken your conscience, and to start having results in the changing of your level of being, of ascending that fire of your kundalini, and awakening your conscience, to know how to dare. I'm going to dare to do this practice. I'm not going to postpone it anymore. This night I'm going to remain awakened all the night, just in a state of concentration, in a state of vigil of my sleep, just waiting for the astral body to come out of the physical body. But I'm going to dare to do this astral projection practice no matter what. Is to have that strength to try every practice that you encounter. I'm going to dare to do this sacrifice for mankind. I'm not going to be shy. I'm not going to have fear to talk about astral projection with others. I'm going to teach people how to connect with their being. I'm going to dare to do it. For instance, if I hesitated to do this conference, to do this lecture, I wouldn't dare to be talking about these topics here in a language that is not mine, but we need to dare. That is the force, and that is the strength of just having a purpose and just trying it no matter what. I'm going to try to eliminate all these defects that I have, all these identifications that I have fed along the day. For instance, I am going to reflect in this state of anger that I felt this day with my husband, with my wife, with my kids, with people at my job, with my family. So I'm going to reflect on all these details. I'm going to concentrate, and I'm going just to do it no matter what. That is to know how to dare, just doing it without hesitating, without thinking, oh, is it going to work? Is it not? Is it probably not going to work? Maybe I'm going to lose my time. Our mind is always going to be the obstacle, and is going to give many reasons why not to try it, why we should leave it like that, and we'll just forget about it and leave it for later. But when we don't put our mind in the way, we are going to dare, just doing it without even thinking about it. To know how to do, just with a state of concentration, doing it from the beginning to the start with only one objective, one thing at a time. We are going to focus in that objective and we are going to know how to do it. Just be wise enough in order how to achieve results. And when you have the first result, oh, I have achieved a positive result in the astral projection. So you're going to remember how did I do it in order to come out of the physical body? How did I achieve that unfolding of the astral body? How did I, maybe with the technique of jumping, the astral body remained floating, but because I did it for many times in a day, so by the law of correspondence, at night when I was sleeping, I did the jump and remained floating. So I know how to do it, and I'm going to develop that wisdom many times. I'm going to come out in the astral projection in that way many times in order to have many mysteries solved, in order to ask many questions in that fifth dimension and find out about many mysteries, finding out and searching in many temples of wisdom all that I need to know in order to advance in my spiritual work. And to know how to remain silent is just that what we see in the astral projection practices, what we verify in the meditation practices, dissolving our ego, are just things that are for ourselves. We shouldn't be talking about it with people around us. Oh, is in the astral projection that they told me that the world is going to end up, that we have no time, that and so you have an apocalyptic ego just feeding on your experience. And you if you talk about it, you're going to make people have a lot of fear that they don't have time to work, that time is out, all that thing that you experience in the astral projection is just for yourself. Maybe it's not interpreted, is not understood in a proper way, your astral experience, and you make a mistake. Or maybe you are being too proud and you want people to worship you because of your verifying, oh, you have a lot of faculties, you are superior, you're spiritually advanced. So yeah, that can happen when you talk about an astral experience, that people is going to believe in you, that people is going to think that you're more spiritually advanced because you achieved that the practice. So you're going to be really proud, and you're going to feed the effects of pride, of fanaticism, of mythomania, and that is totally not proper for your spiritual advance. That is going to give as a result that in the astral projection you are going to lose the power to communicate with your being, and there is a punishment for that. People that talk too much about their astral experiences tend to forget about them, and also they punish you with the cosmic night. That means that you're not going to have more astral projections because you don't know how to control your tongue. You are gossiping around what you're told in the astral world, that is something secret, because it's the wisdom of your being, is something that your conscience is going to tell you about, but it's confidential. If you start gossiping around about what you have experienced with people, it's going to lose the power, and you're going to be punished with no astral experience for a long time, in order for you to learn how to be secret with those experiences, in order for you to value your experiences like an individual achievement for your being, only to to work in your spiritual connection with your conscience, but not for showing out, for thinking that you're superior or thinking that you're more advanced than other people around you. So those are the rules for the spiritual work. And well, this is the conference. This is why we don't achieve positive results with the practices. And I think what we should do, first of all, is dedicating time to do the practices, because practice makes the master. So as long as you're continuously trying the astral projection technique, the meditation technique, the sacrifice for humanity, the sexual transmutation, if you are doing it frequently, you're going to have a result, and you're going to make that wisdom and that love of your being grow. And well, it's going to totally take you out of your routine, of your personality, of your ego, of your mechanical behaviors, and you are going to immediately notice that you are someone totally different, and that you are experiencing the superior dimensions of nature. That is something that has no price. Well, this is the conference, and I leave you with this energy, this mood for establishing routines and experiencing these techniques in order for you to have a result. I'm going to read the comments to see if you have any doubts. We are 300 meters people, English speakers only in USA. Why are few people in this conference meeting? Well, this knowledge is not for so many people, in the way that not many people are interested in eliminating their ego. Not many people are interested in transcendental knowledge, because they're so hypnotized, so fascinated with their own psychological defects, with having pleasure and then going back to pain. So well, it should be expected that more people be curious and wanted to awaken their conscience, but that fascination with the ego is really strong. And many people also, for different existence and for karmic reasons, for the law of karma, haven't valued this knowledge in past existences, and have loosened the opportunity in this existence to have this knowledge, because they rejected this knowledge in other existences and they didn't value it. So is for because of karma and because of the fascination that we have for our ego. There are really few people that search for the transcendental knowledge, but out of 1,000 that seek me, only one finds me. And that's why we hear about this fact, because the loss of karma and the fascination of our ego. So I hope that I have solved the doubt. And well, I leave you with this lecture in order for you to start trying, in order to have a discipline, and to be consistent, to fight your defects that want to take you out of the magnetic center of gravity, that is this discipline, that longing for achieving results in the internal and transcendental knowledge, connected with the 3% of justice, wisdom, and love, and stop fascinating so much with ego, with pleasure, with our mechanical habits and behaviors, and our entertainment with the toys of personality. So we need to break that in order to trespass and get to the transcendental and to the profound knowledge. Well, thank you so much for sharing this time with us. and we are going to meet again uh, to give you more tools to awaken your conscience the next Sunday. See you. Bye. Um, what is going to happen to the our humanity when we live only for material things, but we don't care or have time for our real being or God? What is uh, well, maybe if there is not much hope for to achieve someone that interests in awaken their conscience, well, it means that there is no opportunity for human humankind, but there is still a chance. There are still few people that care about it. There are many materialistic people, but also there are few people that care about this spiritual and transcendental knowledge. So there's still hope. This is not for the masses, because the masses always want to do what it is the will of our ego. But if there is a little percentage of people that want to try it, there's still hope. And if there's still hope, there is going to be a chance for humanity, and we are going to have more time in order to work and to awaken our conscience before there's the destruction of this world, because we are already destructing our world with the action of ego. We are contaminating the seas, we're polluting, we are distracting one another with the wars that we have, the social wars, the nuclear atomic bombs that we have had. We have been just close to end up with the equilibrium in nature and to destroy the whole planet, but there's still hope, and that is the only thing that matters, that we still have the time. The what matters is that we do it, and we value our time, and we get a little bit of time to practice in order to have results, and that is going to make the difference. We need to make the difference for ourselves, not criticizing, well, all humanity, but we need to be the change. Individually, we need to practice in order to have results, and we are going to be a force that inspires people around us to practice and to connect, to be interested for the spiritual aspect as well. So no, thank you for solving your doubts, for profiting this space in order to uh, um, clear what you were wondering about. And well, I give you a lot of energy, a lot of strength for you to start trying to have discipline, have strength, and to fight against your ego. See you in the next Sunday. Bye.